Construction crews are putting the finishing touches on the project designed to make the area along Ledenco Avenue from I-25 to Washington more pedestrian friendly. But by the time crews lay the final coat of asphalt and tow away the last of the steamrollers, some area business owners believe they too will be finished.
In September 2010, from there, my business is almost gone.
Schrinster says a sharp cut in gasoline sales from nearly 2,000 gallons a day to under 300 a month has caused him to terminate all of the gas station's employees, and now he must man the store from open to close 7 days a week. He says if he didn't own the property, he would have cut his losses months ago.
Because I own this property, that's why I'm just open. I have lost maybe more than 60,000-70,000.
On the other end of Lead near Yale, where three businesses, including the Farm Fresh Produce Market and the Saffron Cafe, have closed since construction began in October 2010, Francisco Rodriguez, owner of Casa de Piñata, says he is worried whether he will continue to survive without the walk-in business he has counted on for years.
I was planning on moving, closing down, but I don't know.
One of the reasons Rodriguez and Schrinster doesn't know what the future holds is the uncertainty of the length of the project. According to the original plans posted on the city's Lead and Coal Improvement Project's website, the construction work should have been completed by the beginning of spring, not the end as now projected. Fred from Guzman Construction explains the delay.
Of them, some services are too high, so have to be lowered. Manholes, storm drain, that kind of stuff. So you have your, you have your issues. Sometimes the ground we're working with is not proper. We have to excavate it out and then replace it with some import materials.
Mark Moscow, the city spokesman for municipal development, said the city has done all it could to improve the survival chances of area businesses, just short of giving them money, which he says is illegal according to New Mexico's constitution. This is Barron Jones reporting for U News. Most everyone knows that parking near campus can be annoying, but what most people don't know is parking off campus to avoid a $20 ticket or $1.75 an hour parking fee can be much more expensive and inconvenient. UNM freshman Nick Smith.
Time to, take the bus. So I drove here and parked at McDonald's because I can't afford a parking pass. I'm gone for 30 minutes because I was late after walking to my class, and I come back and my car's booted.
Once the car gets to boot, the driver only has 30 minutes to pay a $60 cash fee or the car is towed, which could more than double the amount the driver has to pay to get the car back, and Nick says he's a struggling college student.
Pretty bad, especially since I don't have much money. I'm lucky to be getting enough to buy groceries every week, so I'm going to be eating pretty cheap this week, I feel like.
One UNM student who just paid the boot removal fee says that he realizes he is guilty of illegally parking, but doubt if his booting experience will lead him to change his parking habits.
I will say there's plenty of places where you find out that it doesn't really matter. Then you find the one spot where it does matter, and $60 later you're on again.
Another Albuquerque resident says she thinks the boot will be a welcome change, especially after having to go on a mission to get her car from impound after she illegally parked in McDonald's parking lot.
Hop the Central bus, go all the way up the mountain, near the mountains, pay over $200 to get them out. I would think people would be happy that they're having boots now instead of towing them.
Whether your car is towed or booted, it's always a hassle. So be mindful where you park. This is Barron Jones for U News. Overhead, snow geese stirred by a predator take to the sky here at the Bosque del Apache Wildlife Refuge. The refuge is home to thousands of geese, crane, and other waterfowl who travel to the bosque to hole up during the harsh winter months. Bird watchers and naturalists line the banks of the Rio Grande and during the early morning chill, all in hopes of experiencing the beauty and majesty of these migratory birds, specifically the sandhill crane. Camera-shy refuge biologist Ashley Inslee explains why cranes and company flock to the region.
We've got a continuous 10-mile stretch of river and riparian corridor that these animals can access for roosting, for feeding, for loafing, for everything that they need to do.
The big draw for the bird watchers is the big flyout, which doesn't seem to be happening this morning.
When they leave here during the day, they're going out to, around here a lot of farm fields, but they're going to go feed and to go loaf and just rest during the day. And then they'll come back here, and the reason they choose these open areas to roost in the evening is for security, safety reasons, safety in numbers. But they'll go out and they'll form their little pair bonds, and usually they have their chick, or if they had 2 chicks, they'll stay together in their little family group in the day, go feed, and then come back.
This is Barron Jones reporting for U News from Bosque del Apache. For more than 3 weeks, protesters have used UNM's Yale Park as a command post for Occupy Wall Street, Albuquerque. The activists here in Yale Park and the rest of the nation are protesting the government's inadequate response to issues ranging from the economy to the environment. Protester Hanny Barjot, who was jailed during the second week of protests, explained the discontent people have with the job market.
Work more for less. They want people to work at an older age with less insurance, that they will have a 401k when they retire. And the divide between the rich and the poor is getting bigger and bigger. You're either in on the high-paying jobs with these big corporations, with a federal job, with the state, with the county, or you're not. And in order to get in on that system, you have to act a certain way, you have to talk a certain way, and you have to play the game.
University of New Mexico labor specialist Richard Santos says changes to the U.S. manufacturing sector have created a situation where more and more Americans are struggling to make ends meet.
That's always been an issue, has been so-called working poor, people that are earning basically the minimum wage and are at that level. That's close to being subsistence wages, and that's a very difficult situation to be in without health insurance and other things. The thing that's I mean, that's a problem in itself, but then the problem has been compounded because you no longer just have the working poor, but now it's going into the high school graduates, those who are traditionally held maybe manufacturing jobs. Those jobs are gone, and so they're getting pushed more into that sort of working poor, low-wage sector that without any real hopes of having health insurance, retirement, or other kinds of benefits. So.
Albuquerque resident Leon Toledo says although he isn't too familiar with the protesters' complaints, he says he is tired of being broke after being out of a job for over 4 months.
All I know is that there's lack of jobs and stuff, and it's just really hard to find jobs nowadays. Despite, right now I'm trying to get what I can get, even though it's fast food or whatever.
This is Barron Jones reporting from Yale Park for U News.
Elections were held last Thursday for UNM's undergraduate student body. The slates running for student government were Impact and Students for Students, as well as a candidate running independently.
I feel slates kind of corrupt the political process here at UNM.
Students were able to cast their ballot at several voting booths set up across campus. Green Slate presidential candidate Caroline Morita explains.
Yes, they're traditionally called slates, but we operate more as a team. It's Students for Students.
Morita shares some of Students for Students' campus concerns.
Well, and it's hard to say this because it's all pretty intuitive. It's academics first and foremost, the quality of our education while we're here at UNM, the financial integrity of our institution, how much are you paying for tuition, Why are you paying that for tuition? What services are you getting?
Ashkia Toffley, Impact's presidential candidate, shares some of his slate's goals.
Our mission is to broaden and strengthen the scope of student life and student engagement here at the university, and we plan to do that through our mission statement resting upon 3 pillars, which is to integrate, initiate, and inspire all undergraduate students here at the university.
Toffley says why he got involved in student government.
I really had really instrumental friends who were at the forefront of student involvement, and when I realized the difference that they were making here at the university, I couldn't help but want to be a part of that.
This is Adam Bailey reporting for U News.